Hi guys, welcome everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome back. Shout out to everybody. I'm just waiting a little bit for notifications to go out because I did move the time. And I do feel bad about moving the time. But I moved it up a couple times just because I wasn't sure if it was going to be earlier. I still had to do some things, or if it was going to be later. And then I saw that a bunch of people were here. Shout out to BJ. She sent a bunch of folks here. Thank you guys for joining. I really do appreciate it. Shout out to everybody that has subscribed to the channel. That's amazing. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. It's a easy way to show support to the channel. We live now. Let me let the Discord. Now I have a Discord for the channel, but we don't do the kind of stuff that a lot of people do on the Discord. I'm just letting you guys know, okay? Letting everybody know, okay? Hold up. There was somebody that I wanted. Oh, Podcast Queen. I put the link up in the community wall yesterday. I can post it again if you had a hard time getting on. Let me know for those. Shout out to everybody. Hey, Rotten Banana, how are you? You've been a member for 20 months. I haven't seen you in a minute. Shout out to everybody. Okay, we got to hit the ground running because we have so many things to talk about, okay? And a couple other things to review, more information that has come out, more questions that a lot of us have about this situation. Now, if you're new to this whole thing and you're like, Rabbit, give me like a really quick breakdown. Tell me a little bit about what all of this is that's going on. Okay, so I will. I believe it was, looking at the calendar, was it September 8th? Anyways, so there's an artist by the name of David. Okay, he spells his stage name D4VD, and his car was in an impound, and there was a foul odor coming from this car and a body of a 14-year-old girl, because we don't even know when she died exactly, which was an amazing point that BJ made. We don't know when this did she die when she was 14 or did she die when she was 15. This young girl by the name of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She was reported missing in 2024, and so she was found in this Tesla that is registered to David. Okay, young artist. He's in his 20s. He's 20. When they found this body, it was really badly decomposed of this young 14-year-old girl. There was a foul odor that was coming out of the car. It's multiple sources have said that this body was dismembered. They couldn't tell or recognize like gender. That's how badly this body was. Okay, we don't know how long Celeste, who was recently identified as of yesterday, when she died exactly. We don't know who was the last person who saw her alive. There's just so many unknowns to this story, right? And then the internet does what it does. What does the internet do? It starts looking for information, right? It starts looking for what happened to this girl. People on the internet start the sleuths of the internet, honestly, they start finding receipts of David with this young girl, and some of them being together. There's video footage out there of them together, and it's just crazy work because this story just keeps, it's like one thing after another, right? TMZ gets involved. Through TMZ, they're able to identify Celeste. Mom tells TMZ that Celeste had specific tattoos, one that had here, which is the same one that David has. She also had a tattoo with red ink, which I believe was David's name in red ink on one of her fingers. So very specific tattoos. Mom also told TMZ that the last person that her daughter had talked to was a boyfriend named David. So coroner's office, they've ID'd this girl, and she is this young girl, who had been reported missing and was found in this car. outside of that, it sounds like there is this Reddit. The Redditors, they're on it, y'all. Like, I don't know what's going on. There's like there was a Discord that David had for his fans, okay? And from there, information is being leaked over to multiple sources. You said, really? That, speaking into the void, the fact that they're even like still active is crazy to me, right? Anyways, so this Discord group that is ran by, I guess David is the one that has like this Discord group for his fans, and he communicates with these fans this way. Celeste was part of this Discord group from our understanding. The Redditors are also kind of pointing things out. And I mean, a lot of stuff is getting leaked. If y'all think that this is private, and listen, if law enforcement can get a subpoena and look into all kinds of stuff in there as well. But if it said that he's cooperating with law enforcement. Supposedly, David, around the time that, his Tesla was found, he didn't report his Tesla missing. He didn't report this car stolen. He was on a tour. He was touring, right? So I don't know if that's necessarily like, we don't know too much other than that, okay? So then last night, guys, and I got so many comments on my video. Shout out to you guys. Last night, how do I say this? Remember how I told you guys yesterday? I said, we don't have a charging document. He has not been charged with anything yet. We have to be careful how, because we just don't know, right? One of the things that occurred to me, and some of you guys were like pushing back on this. I said, listen, I don't know, man. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I said, what if they set him up? Let me be very clear when I say this, right? To dismember a body, right? It's like it's a very specific crime, right? I've seen dismemberments with cartel kind of crimes. So in my mind, I'm like, well, what if he owed some money to somebody? That's 2 weeks ago, we talked about a cartel hit on a social media influencer. They dismembered her and her children and her husband and put them in bags in the back of a pickup truck. It's a very kind of specific thing, you know what I mean? To dismember somebody. I also, in my opinion, I don't know, but I'm thinking out loud, right? Like, because what kind of a person would dismember a body and then put it in the back of their own car? And then think that somehow this car gets parked, by the way, in the Hollywood Hills. And I'm going to show you guys some even more pictures of this. Like crazy work. Hold up, y'all. More pictures of this situation. Give me one sec. Oh, here it is. This link right here. This is what I want to show y'all. Shout out to SF Investigates because he pulled. Y'all need to follow SF on Twitter because he is always on it. Up there on the Twitter streets or the X streets. Let me show y'all something. I saw this news reporting. I think it was like last night or something, or the day, right? A couple hours ago. And give me one sec, guys. Here. Thank you. Anyways, they're looking at a house, right? So apparently this is the house where the investigators went into. Okay. We have that news report right now that we're going to watch. But this is what SF Investigates pulled. SF Investigates is a channel friend. He actually does a lot of missing person cases. For those that are not familiar with him, make sure you guys follow him on Twitter. But he says, the house where a search warrant was executed yesterday near where the Tesla registered to David was found with body of Celeste Rivas in its front trunk. So the thing about Teslas is apparently they have two kinds of trunks. I had no idea. I've never owned a Tesla, but that's interesting. So this body of Celeste was found in its front trunk. Kind of curious to know what that looks like. I might pull up a picture as far as like What's the front trunk of a Tesla? Anyways, so it appears to be linked to David, possibly leased by him or someone close to him. Okay. On May 2024, Google Images shows a similar Tesla parked in front of the house. The property is currently listed for lease at $20,000 per month and has been on the market since January. This is the house where these investigators were at. Okay. It also happens to be Halle Berry's former house. P.S. There are millions of black Teslas in LA. I have no idea if this is the same Tesla. If it's the same Tesla, excuse me, I'm like repeating myself here. Hold up, y'all. No. Thank you. If this is the same Tesla, there's millions of Teslas in LA. I have no idea if it's the same, but it wouldn't surprise me. Okay. Look at this property, all right? So I guess this property used to belong to Halle Berry. Okay. We're going to go to the other picture. This is a Tesla right here, I guess. Look at this in 2024. Is this the same Tesla? I don't know. He got it right on Google Maps. He got it right on Google Maps. This is the property. This is where investigators were at. So then my question was, well, does he own this property? What's this property? Yeah, so I guess this used to be owned by Halle Berry. Okay, so let's go to that news report, and then we're going to go back to these pictures, okay? Because it'll kind of help. This is the one that dropped. Well, it dropped 8 hours ago, but it's very informative, okay?
Found inside the trunk of an abandoned Tesla registered to the singer David has been identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. The teen was reported a runaway and missing out of Lake Elsinore nearly a year and a half ago. Tonight, a house close to where that Tesla was abandoned was searched. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo is there live now in Hollywood with more. Tim.
And Mark, those CSI investigators literally just left the scene about 10-15 minutes ago. The police tape finally came off and we were able to come.
So there's like these little palm trees right there in 3 garages, or that's what it looks like, right? 20, what is it? A lease of what? What did SF say? Let me go back to his post real quick. About $20,000 a month to like rent this kind of house or lease it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Let me show y'all. Y'all saw that what the reporter was standing at. There's 3 garages right there. I don't know if I can zoom into this, but let's try. The little palm trees are right there. I'm going to see if I can take this picture. Nope. One sec. This is it. Same house, same property. And see if I can zoom into this. Can I zoom in? Yeah, it won't let me. Anyways, so I saw the green little garages right there with the palm trees. That's where that reporter is standing right there. Y'all see that? Okay, hold up. Now let me go back to the reporter. Just wanted to point that out so you guys were aware of what we were looking at. Here it is. So he's right there. He's right in front of the property.
A little bit closer to this house. Now, we don't know at this point what exactly those detectives were looking for, what they got out of that house. We saw them pull evidence and put it into an SUV, essentially where I'm standing right now. We don't even know why they were here in the first place, but this house just happens to be literally feet away from where that Tesla was found. A dozen LAPD investigators took a computer and other items from this Hollywood home just a block away from where an abandoned Tesla was.
Well, what's interesting is that last year, there's a Google Maps image picture. You know, when you Google somebody's address, you could see somebody's car parked there. They might have been parked there a year ago, but they're going to be parked there, right? That looks like the Tesla that he was using right in front of that property. Who lived in that property? Who was renting in that property? Or did he own that property? Was it under his name? I mean, he's young, but it's not impossible, especially if you're making money, right?
Found with a dead teenager in the trunk. Police spent hours at the home on Dehaney Place, placing several evidence bags into an SUV, but they wouldn't say if or how it was connected to the Tesla. Several homeowners say they remember seeing that distinct Tesla for a while. First parked in front of the house police searched today, then at 2 different spots on the street.
It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time. Had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate on it. So all a little odd, but at the same time, you know, people could be hanging out with friends for.
Now, this is interesting because this is a neighbor, and he said that the Tesla that was there, we don't know if it's the same Tesla, but the Tesla that was there had a dent in it, a Texas license plate in it, on it. Okay.
For, you know, for a long time.
That abandoned Tesla was towed earlier this month, and workers at a Hollywood tow yard noticed a foul odor and found decomposed human remains wrapped in a garbage bag inside the car. We now know the young woman found dead was 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, according to the medical examiner, the same teen who was reported missing from Lake Elsinore last year. At a corner store in town, the owner recalled her coming in often.
She always quiet, nice. She come in like if she buy like a chips, soda, and leave.
Was she staying in that area? Was she like staying in that area? You said the sunroof on the Google image and on the news report is different. Okay, we'll check that out. You're saying that it's different. We'll definitely check it out. So on the car, definitely. And let me shout out, I'm sorry, because I just started, but let me shout out Dizzy. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you, love. And Rotten Bananas, again, thank you for being a member for 10 months. And James Steele just gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, James. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for supporting. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. It does help. Hold up. You said, and the video girls just like the little girl. Ooh. Okay, hold up. Let's keep going, okay?
Sometimes she come with a friend from the neighborhood.
Eyewitness News has learned Rivas had run away from home a few times. She was last reported missing in spring of 2024. Those who knew Rivas, who just turned 15 a week and a half ago, say she was bubbly and sweet.
She just seemed very lively and friendly, a typical teenager.
The medical examiner hasn't determined her cause of death, but part of the police investigation will be speaking to the owner of that Tesla, a musician who goes by David. His real.
So they're only talking about her in the car, right? They didn't say they found another body. Are you guys hearing that? I'm asking this very specific question. In the chat, she's the only one so far that they said that they found, correct? Let me know if I'm hearing things because I got to show you guys something else.
Name David Anthony Burke from Houston, Texas. David, made popular via social media for the songs Romantic Homicide and Here With Me, began the American leg of his world tour on July 30th and has continued performing since the investigation began.
Yeah, I'm going to pause it right there, y'all. Shout out to Come Get This Commentary, Kiva. She let me know about this article. The state of this article. I'm going to zoom in, all right? So you guys can see what I'm saying. Details merge after 2 bodies were found in Los Angeles tow yards. This date is September 10th, 2025. September 10th. More details are coming to light about the pairs of bodies found in vehicles at Southern California tow yards, including that bodies are those of females. The bodies were found Monday and Tuesday, first in a Tesla belonging to singer David at a Hollywood tow yard, and then in a tow yard in Chesterfield in South Los Angeles. The first victim has been deceased inside the vehicle for an extended period of time before being found, according to a statement from the medical examiner's office reported by the Los Angeles Times. The person's age and ethnicity have not yet been definitively determined. Again, this is September 10th. But officials said she was 5'2" and weighed 71 pounds. She also reportedly had a tattoo on her right index finger reading shh. Okay. Now, they said bodies, right? They said more than one. While less is known about the second victim, officials say she was partially burnt. It is unclear if the 2 bodies are connected or if their discovery are one day apart was a coincidence. Did y'all know that there was 2 bodies found on the same day or just one? That is some craziness, right? Did you guys know that? Because I didn't know that. It was another body. See? It was another body in another car so in a different lot. But Is it a coincidence? I don't think this has been clarified. See, you only see Mama says she only heard about the one. You were in Cali and you never heard about the second body. Different days, day apart. It's weird. Especially like during the week, we found out about the young man from Delta University who supposedly hung himself. And then there's another person in Las Vegas who supposedly hung themselves all on the same day. What? It's weird. Anyways. I do wonder about the second person. Maybe totally not related to David. Tell her to check TMZ. What did TMZ say? Let me know. Unrelated, I have inside knowledge. Oh, okay. Let me see. What's going on with TMZ? Tell me. Now, hold up. Let me go back over here while I go see what's going on with TMZ. Nope. I think it was this one. So he's out here performing.
Tonight's show, though, in Seattle was canceled. The medical examiner also trying to determine how long Rivas had been dead, but based on the condition of the body, it might have been a while. Those who saw the Tesla this summer and watched LAPD spend hours in this well-to-do Bird Streets neighborhood are rattled by everything that's happened here.
It's scary to think that this is happening. And this is a beautiful neighborhood. It's very nice, beautiful, expensive homes. And we would think that we'd be safer.
Interesting note, the home here behind me that detectives have been focused on the better part of today has 2 cameras above the garage as well as a ring camera. In fact, this entire neighborhood has pretty extensive security system with many of the homes having several cameras.
So he was staying there. He wasn't staying there. I know TMZ printed out an article about this too.
We do know from a couple neighbors I spoke with earlier that police were here last week asking to review or see some of the security camera footage. We don't know if they got anything, if it's helped the case. As to this point, LAPD has been extremely tight-lipped about this entire investigation. We're live tonight in Hollywood. Tim Caputo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay. Now hold up. Let me pause Tim Caputo. TMZ, this is the article you're referencing to. David Singer apparently lived in house in LAPD homicide search. Okay. So he lived there. All right. So they pulled computers yesterday, last night. They were pulling certain things. You know, again, we're waiting for a charge. If there's going to be charges, we're waiting for a charging document. But I really did try to think about all kinds of things. Could this young man have been set up? I'm thinking in my mind. I heard, look, even BJ said the same thing. And I was like, well, damn, we really wanted this not to be the case. And maybe there could be more to the story that we truly don't know. But I do have to wonder, like, what kind of, like, who dismembers a body and then puts it in the trunk of their registered car and then leaves it in a what seems to be a pretty upscale kind of neighborhood, right? Leaves it there. And then they take this car in the impound and you think nothing's going to happen? I don't know. Who would do that? Premeditated? Maybe something happened. And you guys know, I already, in my mind, I'm wondering, like, did she get pregnant? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm thinking. He got scared. Who done it? That's the question. She get pregnant, you know, and he got scared. He didn't know what to do. Or maybe she passed away doing something else. But to me, it sounds, I don't know what it is. It just gives that, but we really won't know until later on. But I kind of had the impression that maybe, you know, and then if she came out publicly or if her family reported him, this would be detrimental to his career, if you know what I mean. Let's see. Listen to the unreleased song of Celeste. Yes, I have. We did a little bit of it yesterday, but you said the unreleased. I didn't even know there was an unreleased version. Who has a relationship with the 12-year-old? This guy, apparently. Well, and I don't know, man. I mean, I was 17 once. I knew I just wanted to distance myself from any child like anything. You know what I mean? And if they have cameras, it's weird. But anyways, so TMZ tells us, okay, singer David appears to be in the crosshairs of the LAPD connection with the apparent murmur of this, or excuse me, We don't know how old she was when she died. Shout out to BJ. She made an excellent point about that. Of this 14-year-old Celeste Rivas, because we've learned he seems to be living in the house homicide detectives search late Wednesday. This is a huge ass house. So apparently it belonged to Halle Berry. Okay. We have just confirmed the house is being rented by Josh Marshall, David's manager at Interscope. Ooh. Now, wait a minute. It took me to a different link. Who is that? Let's pull up a picture of this manager. Josh Marshall. I'm nosy. Interscope. I'm nosy, y'all. I'm nosy. And I know you guys are nosy too. Let's see. Who is this guy? Is it this guy right? Oh, okay. Here it is. Interscope. Josh Marshall. And I believe he's the one on the middle. So he's helped foster several careers, including Blink 182 and David. There you go. Who had a breakout following year of success with his global hits, Romantic Homicide. Lord. And Here With Me. Listen, I don't know what it is about this. Like, anyways, let me stop. To each his own with their taste of music, but it is very dark. And that music video is dark too. Over the last few years, we worked closely with Josh on a number of successful projects. So this is the guy. Okay. This is them. So this guy was renting the house for David. The house was rented under his name. Did he stay at the house? Was he at the property? Is he also cooperating with law enforcement? I have a lot of questions. But that's an interesting detail. Why couldn't he rent the house on his own? I mean, I know he's 20 and he's young, but I mean, he was making a lot of money. Let me tell you guys something. Speaking of the Reddits and the Discords and stuff, I saw a screenshot. And this is a screenshot of what appears to be Celeste's, Instagram stories. If you are to believe, allegedly, I haven't verified this because you can IA shot just about anything. This guy dropped 9 G's from his Apple Pay to her. 9 G's. She screenshotted that and posted it on her IG stories. You said Rabs was wild living in the 90s. But in 9 G's. I got an email. I've received several emails, and one of them is, hey, he was paying certain aspects of her. He was paying for jewelry. He was paying for things for her. He was paying for a lot of things for her. So I don't know, man. I don't know. And who did that transfer of 9K? It's a lot of money to have access. Yes, 9 G's. So if you, like I said, take it for what it's worth. These receipts they were on Reddit. And so I screenshotted, of course. And it looks like it was her Instagram stories, right? And in her Instagram story, she posted that he sent her 9 G's on Apple Pay. I'm going to see if I can find it. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let's see if I can find that. I have too many screenshots now. And apparently, by the way, somebody, I would be very careful, guys. But somebody is apparently contacting the family too. Somebody got to talk to the brother. This is what I saw on, take it for what it's worth. This is what I saw on Reddit too. That somebody was contacting the family. Oh, I can't find that. Anyways, I'll look for it later. I said, did y'all see the leaked song? I heard that it's like unedited for sure. But anyways, let's keep going with this, okay? Let's keep going. We've just confirmed that the house is being rented by Josh Marshall, David's manager at Interscope. Take a look at these photos David posted back in February. He's slouched over on a piano bench, singing in the kitchen with Benny Blanco. Okay, let's watch this. Oh. Damn. It's Benny Blanco. Benny Blanco. Hold up. He's also dancing with Cat's Eye. Oh my God, how come I can't move my mouse? Give me 1 second. He's also dancing in the living room. So there's a lot of people coming into the house. We have compared the interior.
Have a chance.
Passion.
Hold up,
opens
y'all.
The door to all possibilities.
When I feel like anything's possible, I feel kind of giddy.
I want to be an astronaut, an artist.
Why
an
is there
actress.
something playing in the background?
All I need is a backpack and a pair of shoes, and I'll find a way.
If I'm able to do anything I set my mind to.
I've never felt like.
Shut up. Okay. We have compared the interior photos with the photographs of the house on a real estate site, and they match. LAPD homicide searched the house Wednesday and walked out with the computer and several evidence bags. What is in those computers? That's the question. Yeah, I hate that random thing too, Carly. It drives me crazy, and I have ADHD and I'm not medicated, so it's like worse. I was trying to tell you yesterday about the second body that they found. Yeah, Jess, I'm sorry. There were so many comments. I probably didn't see yours. Brave Browser has built an ad block. Just saying. Thank you, Karen. UMG is not shaded at all, right? Right. Hold up, y'all. Okay. LAPD homicide detective searched the house Wednesday and walked out with computer and several items. TMZ contacted LAPD Robbery Homicide Division last week after speaking with Celeste's mom, who had evidence that unidentified body was that of her daughter. We provided the lead detective with their name and number. Days later, the body was identified as Celeste. We also posted this photo of David. They took this photo from Reddit. That's what they did. This is why I can't stand TMZ sometimes. TMZ, can you guys give credit to the people where you take information from? This photo came from Reddit. We were live when we were watching this. I can't stand TMZ. Y'all know that. But this is what they do. And then they wonder why people get mad at them all the time. So give me 1 sec, y'all. Let me get the store real quick. Okay, sorry about that. We also posted this photo of David just on, 3/10 of a mile from Celeste's family's home in Lake, California, about 7 miles from downtown. Lake Elsinore. Somebody said in the comments, this guy totally looks guilty. But like I said, this what we couldn't find out about this photo, and I had asked about yesterday, is what is the timeline? What is the date of this photo? What's the date of this photo? We don't know when, because what Reddit said is that it looked like he was trying to pay somebody off, like the brother off. We don't know. There's no date. All I know is that I saw this photo first on Reddit, and then TMZ took it. That's what we saw from that. Okay. Now, speaking of TMZ, like I said, I'm not trying to, y'all know I don't like TMZ. And I mean, I think that if they help the family, then that's great. I'm glad, good for them. But one of my supporters here in the chat sent me a link, and they said, you need to watch this because this is right when, I guess this is when TMZ spoke a little bit about the timeline of the situation when they were doing their little newsroom huddle. I bet they got that little newsroom quiet now, right? Mm-hmm.
Years younger than you. My back kills.
Hold up. We're going to get right to it.
This is the thing. That's why I advocate on the side of the audience, because I'm all the way over here with you guys, right? I have no idea what's going on. You know how much I want to know?
What happened here?
The anticipation is killing me, guys. Sure, it's killing you guys too.
Yes, they do.
Okay. You can't hear him bleeding through, right?
I was told to watch it right around this time.
Very good.
Well, TMZ lies too, guys. They do. Let's
I'm
see what they say.
so curious.
All right, hurry up. Oh, no, 5421 they told me. Hold up, y'all. We're okay, here it is.
For a second.
We're just gonna go.
Can you go sit at Trent's desk?
You can put them both.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? Okay, here we go. Welcome to TMZ Live. We have a lot to
I don't know why Harvey can't look at the camera. I think he's just tired, man.
get to today. We have been telling you about a body parts found in the trunk of a Tesla owned by the singer David. We now know who the victim is in this case.
Oh, this one.
And there are a lot of twists and turns.
Yes, the victim, as it turns out, is a 15-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas. And Celeste Rivas had gone missing about a year ago. Now, how we got that information that she had gone missing came just days after police reported finding the body parts in this Tesla.
So we should say that this girl apparently had either run away or disappeared.
Yes.
Like you said, it was a year ago, April. So the police have identified her, but here's one of the twists. Last Wednesday, right after the car was found, we got a tip that this body may be that of Celeste's. We got in touch with Celeste's mother, and the mother told us, because what the police had come out with was that the girl had a tattoo on her right index finger that said,
even before they could find out her name,
After we're done with this, I got to show you guys this text message. I don't know if this is real or not, but apparently this is a text message that shows that David was mad at Celeste for not having sex with him. But let me keep playing this, y'all.
Obviously had the body parts, and they released some information.
That and it was on her index finger. It said SHHH with 3 dots or 4 dots, and that's all we knew. The mother told us that my daughter had a tattoo on her right index finger that said the same thing, and that the tattoo, she told us, in fact, Anakin, she only spoke Spanish, so Anakin spoke to her.
She did.
And she said that she had a boyfriend.
That's right, that she had a boyfriend and his name was David. And the mother never really got in contact with David. Like,
this poor lady, like this mom doesn't speak English. That's what it seems like to me. She only spoke Spanish. And you got this guy from TMZ trying to get as much information about her. Oh my God. That just makes me so mad. I swear. Okay.
She never saw him.
Hurry
She
up.
didn't know
who the
but
David
she
was.
had heard of him. And it seemed like the last time that she had seen her daughter was when she had gone out with David.
So we called LAPD robbery homicide, and we gave them the information. We gave them the mother's phone number. We gave them her name, obviously, and also told the detective that she had told us about the tattoo. We added the fact that it was red, which they hadn't.
They hadn't said that. They had not
disclosed.
released that information.
And the detective was, poker faced, or
that's what they have to do,
and just said, "Thank you very much," and that was it until today, when they now have identified the girl as the girl who is the girl of the month of that woman.
Right, the daughter of that woman.
Right.
So there's another twist with that tattoo.
Yes.
So this is, now I don't want to stereotype, Okay, but this is how I'm gonna imagine this way, right? As a Latina, as a, you know, if your parents aren't speaking, I'm first generation, so I can kind of relate to this. If your parents don't speak English, it's very likely that they're now well in tune with maybe the culture of music that these, you know, younger kids are listening to, who they're following, stuff like that. They might know here and there, but they're not really in tune with such situations. This is not at all like, because I saw a lot of comments, people saying, oh, what a horrible. And I'm like, you know, there's a cultural aspect here. Maybe she just wasn't that in tune with what's going on because there's a language barrier. I mean, it happened to me too. You know, my parents weren't in tune with everything that I was doing because they didn't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a thing. That's a thing. And it's not so much that they're being like neglectful. It's just that there is this like lack of knowledge in what your child is into, if that makes sense. So I'm not at all surprised that maybe she didn't know that this guy was a celebrity. All she could do was report her child missing because that's all she knew what to do. So she went to the authorities. But maybe she never heard about David. Maybe she didn't even know who the hell this guy was. Very likely. I totally believe that because I've seen it in my culture many times, you know? But yeah. Okay.
A very interesting one in some photos that we found of David.
Correct.
Now, we should say that David has been on tour during all of this. He
hasn't canceled any of the shows.
Had
until
tonight.
his one tonight.
Had not. Tonight. Had been on a tour, and in fact, just last night performed in Seattle. And police had they have not named him a person of interest, not named him a suspect. They just know that the car belongs to him. Now, the photos that we found of David and a tattoo that he has is very, very interesting.
So we found photos from last September where he has on his pointer finger of his right hand
the same finger as hers.
The same exact finger, the exact same tattoo. It's in black, so it's not red ink, but and I do want to be fair. Obviously, we're not insinuating anything here. The tattoo it was very popular though.
It's a tattoo that Rihanna made popular in 2008.
2008.
And a bunch of
HHH.
Lindsay
Lohan had
a bunch
one.
of celebrities.
Yeah.
A ton of people get it because you do this, so it makes sense why it would be on that finger. But it is interesting that he has the exact same tattoo that the woman.
Do one of you guys have the tattoo up here?
So the thing is too, yeah, you're right on this one. And it would make her such an easy, in my opinion, it would have made Celeste such an easy person to groom. So I mean, she was called in as a runaway. We don't even know how long she had run. We don't know if she was having contact with her mom or anything, or her family, her immediate family. So she was, to me, it would make sense to groom somebody like her. Like she would be, and I think that's what he did. I think he was grooming her. He might not see, like some people don't see it that way, but I think he was grooming her. Yeah. And and she's a child. So it's like weird to me that it's weird because I did encounter some of the fan stands in my comments last night on my video. They were like, well, we don't, and she got in it with him, and she knew, like, literally there are some fans of his that have gone into people's comments on these videos and they're defending whatever behavior. We don't know. He hasn't been charged, but they're defending him already, y'all. They're defending him already. Just letting y'all know.
Oh, actually,
yeah, you can see it.
Can we pop that up? Yeah. So this is David. And let's see
performing,
the
and you can see
that tattoo. So the LAPD homicide division is investigating this case. They still have not said it's a murder.
Correct. Meaning that they don't know the cause of death. Obviously, yes, the body was dismembered and was, you know, where the parts were in a bag that was in the Tesla, but they don't know.
And we don't want to seem dumb to you guys that we're saying, well, people are saying, of course it's a murder. I mean, theoretically, it could be a body where somebody died and then they did it after the fact, which would not be murder. But we don't know.
Well, that's the question. Here's the thing, guys. If this girl was like on the run for a year, somebody was harboring her. I said this yesterday. Somebody was keeping her. Somebody was feeding her. She had a roof over her head. Was she staying in this property that was rented by or leased by this Interscope guy? did he know that they were harboring a minor there? Was he aware of that? Because if that's the case, he should also get in trouble for this BS too, right? She was a runaway. In some states, you get in trouble for harboring minors. You're not supposed to do that if they're runaways.
The part that, why would you do that?
Right.
Right. If someone fell down the stairs and broke their neck in an accident, why would you dismember the body?
Right. So that's what we know right now.
Yes. And then, so the latest thing about David, as we said, he has not been, police have not named him, but we do know that he canceled for the first time since all of this has been going on. He canceled a show. He had another one scheduled in Seattle tonight, but venues.
It was weird to me that he was kind of going off on this tour to begin with. Like if I'm traveling the country and there's a dead body found in a car I own, probably would want to get home and kind of try to figure out what exactly happened.
But we should also say the way this car was discovered, that it was parked up in the Hollywood Hills, and just
left there for 3 days.
And if it's left for more than 3 days, it can be towed as an abandoned vehicle.
So that's interesting that they would tow it and they just leave it there. Did he not have a parking spot in that if he was staying in that house? Tanis Vega says the first picture of them together post was dated May of 2022, which would make her 11 years old, 8 months. Her birthday is in September. That is crazy, man. Like a little kid, and he would have been what, 17? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, when I was 17, I wasn't thinking about, who thinks up about hooking up with anybody younger than you? I don't know, man, especially in your teenage years. That's like, what? I mean, I can understand if it's somebody younger, like a year younger, but in your teenage years, I don't know about you guys. This is crazy. It's crazy.
And that's exactly what happened. It was towed to a police tow yard, and the staff there smelled something rank, opened the trunk, and discovered the body in a bag, body parts in a bag. Now, Teslas are very sophisticated cars.
Right.
And there have got to be pictures, you would think, because there are
the cameras all over it, and we know that the detectives did subpoena Tesla to get that data, to get that information.
So you could at least see who dropped that car off,
who was driving it.
Ooh.
Perhaps you might be able to see who put the body parts
in the trunk.
into the trunk.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that. Okay, I'm gonna check out a picture of a Tesla because I didn't know that there was two trunks in a Tesla. I mean, those things are pretty big, but like the Cybertrucks are pretty huge. But that's not this car. But I'll check it out.
That was really interesting is that the car was not reported missing. So presumably David knew who was maybe driving this car. Maybe he didn't know that his car was missing.
Well, not missing, but stolen. It was
stolen.
It was not
reported stolen.
Right.
So you would imagine that he has some idea of who had this car last. And like you guys mentioned, it doesn't seem like he's spoken to police yet. You think he would really want to get in front of it. And I hope now that the family, maybe they have some closure of Celeste, now that they know exactly what happened to her, you know, maybe they can somehow get more answers because they deserve that.
Yeah, and we don't know. The cooperation is an interesting issue. We can't.
Now, if you are to believe what Reddit says, because like I said, I feel like, you know, take it for a grain of salt. These are not facts. Anybody can start an account. Somebody on Reddit said that they started talking to the brother. And to me, it sounds like she might have been reported as a runaway, but it sounds like she might have still, it looks like she might have still have been on and off in contact with her family through her brother or other people as well. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know if it's like 1000% she's a runaway and she didn't come back home. We don't know. We don't know, honestly.
Can't tell you the level of cooperation.
Right.
And it's just a little bit murky, and we don't want to overstate what we know, but we have told you what we do know. And it seems like the police are on a trail where they may well be able to figure something out.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Patrick from Atlanta here. There are way too many questions to be asked with this story here now. One of the things is, you know, how does a person that's been missing since April 2024 be found today, dismembered in the back of a truck? But now we know extra things like
in the back of a car. And I'm trying to see like a two-trunk Tesla. So I guess you can have a trunk in the front and in the back. That's crazy.
There's too close of a degree of separation from the victim and David here. They both have matching tattoos. So, I mean, of course, there's some kind of, you know, connection there. You know, what does it mean to be, you know, cooperating with the cops? Like you said earlier, why would you still continue to go on tour when something big like this is happening? You know, we really need answers. The family deserves these answers. There's way too many gaps in this story.
Because something tells me, like I said, I feel like this is just a conspiracy theory, not facts. He has not been charged or anything like that. But I think he got her pregnant. This is just my opinion. I think he got scared, and so he had somebody do something to this girl. I think they freaked out and then just left her. That's what happened. They didn't know what to do, so they just did what they did. It was a very sloppy type of situation, and they couldn't figure it out. So they just kind of left her like that. And I'm about to show you guys a very interesting text message here.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna get there.
Yeah, I think the cops are onto something.
Yes.
Okay, before you go, web edit, cut that entire segment and put it in both of the posts that are up right now. And then as stories develop, put them in those too. Actually, there are 3 stories up. Put that in all 3.
All right, hurry up.
Okay. Okay.
Neo Muna Luna says.
Okay, let me move on from here because I can only handle TMZ for so long. That was a lot. Somebody on Facebook, singer David allegedly got mad at then 13-year-old Celeste Rivas the first time she refused to have sex with him in 2023. He was 18 years old at the time. So there's a text message right here. It doesn't have, I can't tell you whether it's them or not because it doesn't have their names, but apparently people are pointing out that this is what it is. Take these messages for what they're worth. We don't know, okay? In the red, I made it. In the white, it can blood and bleed during sex because you probably did it when you were younger. So the reply was, you don't have to bleed the first time. And then the response is, I didn't because I wasn't corny. You said you did what? And then it says, I thought I did, but I just got my period. I only bled with David. With Gus, I was just drunk and did it because he got mad at me the first time for not having sex with him. Look at somebody said in the comments, Lord have mercy, the lingo with the kids. Somebody said, I'm really confused. Who's Gus? Y'all need to figure out who the F Gus is. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a whole different generation, the way in which people communicate here on the text messages and everything. According to a news report from TMZ, the bodies in a Tesla registered to David has been identified as Celeste. Yes, she had the right finger tattoo. We know this. Okay. Nothing else. These pictures, these are the pictures that were leaked from various social medias. I showed you guys these pictures yesterday. And there's that. I didn't know they started GoFundMe. And I'm always kind of worried about GoFundMe, guys, because first of all, it's not directly from the family. We don't know if these people are family. Guys, side-eye the GoFundMes. Don't start donating right away because we just don't know. Make sure you get the approval of families, yo. Because some people start GoFundMes on people's name and you don't even know. You don't even know. Hold up. Let me see these other posts. And I didn't understand this. Can anyone guess the feature on this month's song? Apparently, let me go to the streets of the TikTok, okay? Because apparently people were posting. Hold up. What is this? Give me 1 second. David, when did he post this?
What do I do?
It's him.
You burned my house to the ground! My family's dead! What do I do?
This was September 4th. I mean, he just seems so unbothered. September 4th. Was she still alive around that time? We don't even know. We don't know nothing at all. Okay. That's crazy, man. It's a whole different thing. You said he's gross. It's a different, like I said, it's a different crowd, young people crowd. I don't know, man, but we're waiting to just hear more information about everything that's been happening. Let me see. Hold up. Let's see what else has developed from here. I did see this picture on Reddit. I'm going to put that on mute. This is her. Just pictures of her. These pictures, some of them were already on Reddit. So I saw a lot of those on Reddit. David's victim. There's a lot. And there's different theories that are happening here with this situation. I mean, let me see what else I can. Lord have mercy. An hour ago. Okay, yes, she was found dead. Some of this we already knew. Oh, is he losing deals too? Oh, look at this. So apparently this artist right here, I think her name is Callie, moves to take down David collab after teen body found discovered. I don't think he's going to be performing at the Grammys, guys. He's supposed to be performing at the Grammys. I think the Grammys are what, the next week or this? Is it next week? Let me know. You said, yeah, they met and they were gamers. It is weird. It is weird. I mean, being, that he's an artist and he's kind of like meeting young girls and all this other stuff. Is this the only one? Were there other girls? I'm still have a lot of questions about that other body. I'm not going to lie. Again, there's just so much information that I feel like we don't have. The family, if they're Spanish speaking only, they're probably like not wanting to necessarily talk to anybody, and I don't blame them. None of it makes sense. He's lost a bunch of sponsorships already. I'm not surprised at all. Hold up. Let's see. I'm going to see what the streets of Twitter are saying. Let's see. Some of the stuff we've already seen. We already talked about. Should be anything. Yes. Yes, we'll get some fishes. I promise. Nothing new here. We've already seen some of this. Everybody's kind of just repeating the same. TMZ got a tip last week that Celeste was a victim. Look at this. TMZ got a tip last week. Celeste was a victim and he contacted her mother. And we contacted her mother. The mother said Celeste had a boyfriend named David. And she was suspicious because the police said the victim had a tattoo on the right index finger. The mother said her daughter had the same tattoo. We then contacted LAPD's robbery and homicide unit. So brother knows it's David, says he used to pick her up and take her out. And mom knows about the tattoo and that she was dating someone named David. David yet never thinks to call police when a body shows up in a trunk of a guy named David. When a body shows up in the trunk of a guy named David's car with the same tattoo, in fact, doesn't do anything until TMZ comes to talk to her. Then they call police together. Mom and TMZ thought of this. Well, do we know that they were, because there were rumors circulating. This is what I heard, you guys. I heard that there were rumors, and this is by people that send me emails about like the local area. There have already been rumors out there that Celeste was the one in the trunk. Yes, honey. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Can you wait? Thank you. Definitely it's giving trafficking. Yes. What they said is that when they initially reported this, Brittany blah blah, I like your name. They initially reported that it was 2, but they don't know if they're related. And it might have been 2 different impounds. This is the article for those that are wondering about what I just read earlier. Check it out. Go screenshot it. Check it out. This is the article. Read it to yourself. And you guys could check it out. This is the article that I just showed. Okay. Okay, where's my tab? I have so many tabs open. Yeah, check it out. You said she has a brother who speaks English, bro. Mom was too. Oh, come on now. Let me. You're doing a little too much. Okay, we don't know anything about the mom. I'm not gonna let you just trash her. Like, I know you got your feelings and everything, but just chill out a bit. Wait until we find out more information. We don't know. We don't know, right? Like, we're like, there's people that are blaming, the victim, and we don't even know what happened. Like, I'm just not going to. We don't know. Like, it's a sad situation. It's sad that mom didn't, take care of her daughter more. It's very, very much sad, but we don't know. And what we don't know, you're right, is not good. But there needs to be an investigation. I'm not for just trashing everybody that we just don't know. What we need to find out is whether he's going to be formally charged. That's the question. That's right. That's right. And here's the deal, y'all. Like, look, I'm not trying to blame people, but I'm going to say this. There's a lot of people, and this is what I was told. Somebody sent me a very specific email and said that there was a lot of people in that Discord. They're safeguarding that Discord for this guy, right? They knew what the hell was up. Did they know that she had passed away? How long and all that other stuff? Did they know that she had, like, that's the question. Apparently, a lot of the people in the Discord knew that the girl in the trunk was Celeste. Allegedly, that people were texting and DMing each other about that situation. See, that's a lot of people in a Discord, the fan base. That's a lot of people. That's right. And what we know now, as of now, isn't looking good. I'll be surprised if he walks away from a situation scratch-free. Listen, X, we waiting for those charging documents. You know what I mean? That's what we're waiting for. I bet she got pregnant and he wanted her to abort and didn't do so he took her out. We don't know, man, but I have a lot of speculations because he's young and maybe he didn't want to. Like, the biggest thing that would have happened is you got a pregnant 14-year-old girl. That's like, they're going to look into that right away. Who's the father? Right? And then he's 20. They're going to look into that right away. I honestly think that she got pregnant and he freaked and he didn't know what to do. That's what I think. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong about this whole situation. Hope we're all wrong. Maybe there was something else going on. But the thing is that there's just so much child trafficking that goes on. I don't know what it is about these, successful older men that look for little girls. Like, especially in the industry, there's a lot of successful older men that look for little girls in the industry. It's just weird. Yeah, I think she was pregnant. Am I the only one asking why no one reported that the girl's pictures were seen online during the time that she was a runaway? Yeah. Jessa, this is a great question. This, what I'm saying is that there was the Discord was well aware that she was a little girl. So I don't know the ages of the people in the Discord. I'm assuming it's a lot of young people. But, like, did anybody report? Did y'all see, like, everybody was seeing all these kids interact there? Nobody said anything there. There's pictures of them together, y'all. Like, let me see. I'm going to go to the Reddit because the Reddit's been keeping it all the way up. 1,000. Hold up. Reddit, where are you? Shout out to the Reddit people, okay? Shout out to the Reddit people. And again, this is a Reddit. So please note that, like, none of this is facts. This is all opinions. Nothing is confirmed. Please note that, okay? Seems to be an epidemic. Little girls and older men, right? Multiple people in the Discord knew Celeste all the way back in April. Huh? This looks like a Discord, right? Delete user. She went missing in LA, but I'm in Sonoma County. What the fuck? Crim says she low-key fine. Can y'all talk about this somewhere else? This was literally, and I'm looking at the dates. April 2025. April. Somebody said human trafficking. If so, she will be alive. My F. Deleted user. He literally kidnapped her. I got to report this. The Discord knew what the hell was up. The Discord knew. Yes, that's a screenshot of the Discord. They knew. See what I'm saying? It's like, so when I'm telling y'all, a source emailed me and said, this Discord right here, a lot of the people knew what was up in that Discord when they knew the little girl that was in the trunk who she was. They knew. And then what did he start doing? He started kicking people out of that Discord. Yeah, this makes sense to me now. That's the question. We don't know. I don't know who the second body is. But that was an article that was written on September 10th. Hold up, y'all. The deleted user, he literally kidnapped her. I got to report this. I don't know. Can we? Okay, so it's just another screenshot. Let me see if the other one. She is younger than I thought. This N are weird. The person that's calling it out is saying she is younger than I thought. This guy right here is weird. Give me 1 sec, y'all. Props to the deleted user. Deleted user, she was younger than I thought. This guy's weird. Not going to read everything in verbatim. The person that emailed me said that there was a lot of people in that Discord that knew what was up. And then the person that emailed me also said that he was paying her off, allegedly. That's what was said. Nope, she was not even 16, 17. That's right. I know, me neither. I mean, we just don't know what's I just don't see how you're not involved. Deleted user, guys. Crim, yeah? Okay, this guy, Chunky Guac, not. Deleted user, she is a runaway juvenile. Look at the date of that. They knew that she was a runaway. This is April of this year. They knew that she was a runaway juvenile. How do they know that? Oh, because they looked her up. A lot of the Discord people knew who she was. They knew she was a runaway. Somebody was harboring her. Okay? Just some receipts, guys. Deleted user says, holy shit, Luca. So he finds her himself and saves her. The boy who cried wolf. Luca says he sees a girl gets kidnapped and no one believes him. The boy who cried wolf. Deleted user says, this is her. OMFG. Holy shit. She's 15. Nah, he was schizophrenic and paranoid. She's a missing person. This deleted user got deleted probably because they weren't with the program. They were doing too much. We don't know. Did they? Could have. The deleted user is probably watching a lot of this shit unfold. For all you know, the deleted user could be in the chat. You just never know. So this is why I'm like, there's just so many like turns to this story. Listen, this is my email. You shall remain anonymous unless I have to report to law enforcement because I cooperate. But this is my email. All right. Shout out to the people that said to me, listen, he was paying her. She had specific jewelry on. Okay. And so when they were naming the jewelry, there's a specific item that, things and stuff, something like a Cartier situation. That's a very expensive type of jewelry for a little girl to have. Okay. How do you defend someone who started doing this? Violate. You can't date a 12-year-old. Violate a 12-year-old. It's crazy. It's too crazy. All right. So then this is just letting y'all know a lot of this. Shout out to the Redditors. Look at this. Shout out to this person because, like I said, I got a lot of defenders in my comment sections trying to defend this guy. Listen, He hasn't been charged. I give you that, but I do have a lot of defenders in my comments. Even if he has not been charged, why was he even hanging out with a little girl? Okay? Why are there pictures out there of them together the way that they are? Oh, she was a fan. What? The way that they are together, it doesn't make sense. Not at all. Not at all. Even if he didn't commit the homicide, people need to stop defending him. Celeste was groomed. I agree. She was. Even if he didn't do it, he is still a weirdo and a Pedialyte. Well, he hasn't been charged formally, but we'll leave it at that. And if he can't choose, and if you can't choose who you are attracted to, and excuse, I've heard many times, that's a mental illness. For clarity, this is not an excuse for homophobia. It's fine to be attracted to someone or of the same gender. It's illegal and it's legal and age appropriate. They started talking on Discord when he was 17 and she was 12. It might have been younger, actually. Celeste's mother confirmed her daughter was dating someone named David. We know this. We know this. There's more. David admitted he used to be addicted to watching gore videos. David, I like writing gory psychological drama, romantic quotes, and a lot of death. You're so effing real for that. I love gore, he says. This is him. I used to be addicted to watching gore videos. I mean, a lot of his music videos are kind of gory. Death scares the hell out of me. It's such a strange concept, says Vanny. Andre, Livleak Log says, Andre, don't start with that type of shit. Somebody says, real, really? Livleak was bookmarked. LMFAO. Okay. I saw a cartel execution on Reddit when I was 14 years old. So he was exposed to gore when he was very young. Sounds like it. I got to the point where I don't even cringe when I see it no more. I remember laughing at one point. It got bad, man. So he laughs at gore. Just giving you guys an idea. Somebody said, bro, jerk off to people getting beheaded. What? What else did he write here? Andre put a picture of himself, or at least of David. It looks like David. I remember laughing at one point. It got bad, man. He says, I got to the point where I don't even cringe when I see it. Me too, bro. I saw people get SH on text and it don't even affect me. Oh my God. How does it not affect you? That's worse. And then somebody said deletes Pornhub. Bro jerks off at people getting beheaded. This is crazy, man. It's the inside world. Like it's pretty deep. He was into that gore stuff, you know? This was somebody 5 minutes ago. I'm sure this will get lost, but I'll post it anyways. I've seen a lot of former fans here struggling, feeling sick for liking his music. I'm not a fan, just interested in the case and wanted to say it's okay you didn't see the red flags. I think again, that, but I think we need to, my logical mind says, let's wait to figure out if this guy gets formally charged and kind of go from there. Hey, Roxy, how are you? But yes, thank you. For asking a question. Adrian, it's a dark side to a lot of things. You know what I mean? The gore stuff is giving Isabella. I mean, maybe this is just stuff that he was into. There's a lot of artists that are like into different things, you know? Doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna like do different things. I know, it's crazy. I know, don't bring the CEO into this. They must be brand new. That's the thing. Go to bed. I want to know why her parents are being questioned, why her parents aren't being questioned more. How do you let your child date a grown man? Well, that's the thing is, Brittany, I don't know if she knew. Like, part of me says, and maybe it's because like I'm looking at this in a different perspective. I was 15, y'all, and I dated older men when I was 15. They didn't know that. My parents didn't know that. Now, I wasn't running away, but I'm just being honest with you. Some people, and especially if like English is not their first language, it's very easy for people not to know like what is going on. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't really like, how do I say this? Like, as a Latina, I don't really like hold that over their heads, if you know what I mean. You know, the fact that he was messing with a minor should be locked. That's on everything right there. That's right. And that's the thing about the internet, is that the internet wasn't, I mean, I'm a millennial, y'all, so the internet was around, but I didn't spend a lot of time on the internet, right? So like, the first cell phone I ever had was a Nokia brick phone, you know, where you played Snake. I wasn't texting, I wasn't on my phone like that, like crazy. So it's a different life, you know. Thank you, Queen Liz. I appreciate you guys. Was she actually reported to a police as a runaway? Yeah, she was. There's a runaway report of her. I mean, this is the question that I had. Had she not been reported as a runaway, who knows? Maybe we wouldn't even have known. You know what I mean? Like, would she have been able to have been identified? Would people have known had she not been reported? And she was reported a year ago. Was she having any contact? Like I said, Reddit, take it for what it's worth. It's not facts. It's just a bunch of people. People can make up stuff on Reddit. Typically happens. But there are people on Reddit saying that they've been in contact with the brother who said that he was having that they knew about the boyfriend here and there, but were they that invested? I don't know, man. He said Reddit said that her family's home was broken. Maybe. I think that I consider it a plus, you know what I mean? That at the very least she was called as a runaway, because I don't think they would have we wouldn't have been able to identify her right away, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's a real thing. The language barrier is a real thing, you know? Oh yeah, I remember when we would text with the T9. And I didn't even know how to T9, like to spell out the words. And then if you didn't know how to spell out a word, you were like SOL. Kind of like that. It's crazy. The internet and the television was treated as a privilege as a kid. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. She ran away twice. I think she ran away a couple times, but I think you're right. I'm thinking that the other reason why she ran away is due to an abusive situation at the household. Maybe she just didn't want to be there. Maybe she wanted to be with this guy. You know, maybe they weren't accepting of that, which is a thing. It does happen. And I mean, rightfully so. Why would you accept your kid dating an older guy? Definitely. You had the Nokia chocolate bar phone. That's funny. That's funny. You loved your BlackBerry. Anyways, let me stop. You cannot attack parents for a teenage pregnancy. Whew. We don't know. There's so much to this story we don't know. And again, you know, things will be developed. It's kind of sad because there's only so much that you can do. You know what I mean? When it comes to this. At the end of the day, let's see. Even if he was hanging with her, doesn't mean he was dating her or did anything to her. Even if he was hanging with her, well, I have a problem with a minor hanging with a 20-year-old. And then those photos don't leave much to the imagination. So I think for me, that would be a concern to me, if that makes sense. You said I was a prepubescent. Hold on, what'd you say? You said that she ran away with him because he treated her nice. What I heard, at least through my emails, was that he was like paying her, you know? He was giving her money. That was a thing, you know? She's dead in his car. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, I would be very concerned about a 15-year-old, 11-year-old hanging out with this older guy. She was found in his car. Like, I'm not going to minimize that for sure. Let's see. If you have any info on this child, please come forward. Sorry for the all caps. No, Jessa, it's I get it. This crime is deep. I would say so. And I do wonder. Somebody said in my comments, I think it was, I forgot his name, but he was with me during the Diddy trial. He said, hey, there's a lot of circumstantial stuff probably that's coming out from this. So very likely. At the end of the day, we'll wait for a charging document if there's anything. But this little girl didn't put herself in this car, right? And it doesn't help that there's pictures of this little girl with him all over the place, you know, and people knew different things. It's crazy. Thank you. And don't play any of the music videos on my wait, you said don't play any of the music video. My video got completely demonetized and partially blocked. Really, BJ? And you didn't even play like everything. There's something going on. I'm sorry, BJ. Shout out to BJ. Thank you. Even the visuals? Oh my God. Well, I mean, he is with that music guy. I had to trim out the. I'm sorry. Damn. They're silencing people about the story. I agree, man. They're gonna start. That's what happens when we were talking about other stories. They start silencing. They didn't want us talking about Jake and Rebecca Haro. You know, especially when they were mad that certain YouTubers or TikTokers were out there asking questions. They'll start silencing people. They'll start demonetizing or blocking or not pushing your videos out in the algorithm. And, you know, for somebody that like, you know, works and stuff like that, yeah, like that sucks. You know what I mean? Let's see. There's too much money involved. Like, sir, you know, Rayo Ru, that's what I heard too. I'm telling you that there's somebody said in the chat, follow the money. I think I agree with that. It's a sad situation. Hopefully we'll get more answers, but we're gonna have to figure it out. You know what I mean? You said the info that I heard about this too. That also wouldn't surprise me. I'm not gonna talk shit about, like I said, I don't feel like we know a whole lot about the mom, especially now knowing that she didn't speak the language. I wouldn't. This is a thing too in the Latino culture. It really is. So that's why I'm like a little hesitant until I get more information. Then, you know, we'll definitely look into that. But thank you so much for that comment. But yes, let's see. His girl died and he continued to tour remote. Well, I don't even know if I want to call him his girl. Like that just feels so weird. You know? It really does. I'm telling you, that song's creepy. Even if I knew nothing about this, I was listening to the song and it's kind of creepy. I think I'm not so much like, how do I say this? Like, I don't like the gore. Like, don't get me wrong. But if you're a millennial, I got you know, people from different walks of life. But I'll never forget when Marilyn Manson came out. And all these people came out kind of mimicking the same thing. And then they said the same thing about Marilyn Manson. We used to hear crazy ass rumors about Marilyn Manson. Now, I don't listen to Manson's music, but like gore, shock, jock value, you know, that kind of stuff is a brand in itself. So I kind of learned that, and I mean, there was a lot of allegations, whether you believe them or you don't, that's out there. But there is an artistry and there's an audience for it. Not for me. I'm not a fan. I can't get into it. But there is you know, you say your mom hated him. I mean, literally, like I said, I came from a Catholic home. I mean, we couldn't listen to that. And I couldn't really get into it. Honestly, I couldn't get into it. So to me, it doesn't, like the gore stuff. Yeah, it's gross, totally not my thing. And you know, there's a genre and people that like that, but it's for a specific kind of audience, right? So it's a little crazy. You know what I mean? You thought, yeah, see, my parents thought Nirvana was bad. I like Nirvana. People thought Nirvana was bad, you know, and everybody to each his own. To each its own. Eminem, yeah, there you go. You had Eminem too. Eminem had, you know, his own little thing too. If that makes sense. I saw Manson every time he came to Seattle, and it was my see, I couldn't do that, you know, and I really wasn't into his music. But like the point is that yeah, it might be gory, but there's clearly an audience for that. So keep that in mind. I never heard this guy until y'all covered him. I think it's a different generation, definitely, for music. Definitely. Now hold up. Let me see. There's something else. See, I think somebody just sent me something. Give me 1 second, y'all. I will say, though, this house is very interesting, right? Like, if they went in there collecting they're not in there. They didn't go in there with like hazmat suits or anything like that. this girl, in my opinion, and I don't think it's like a ooh, you know, but like she didn't, where did she die? That's the question. Because somebody dismembered her, right? So I think she must have died on this property. Did she die somewhere else and then they put her there? And like, what happened exactly? See, when I heard about this, I said, oh my God, they're probably in there cleaning up, because dismemberment is a messy, I hate to put it this way, y'all, but if y'all ever played Grand Theft Auto, it is a messy thing, right? It really is. Yeah, R. Kelly was Interscope. Shoot for the stars. Thank you so much for this generous super chat. So love watching you connect. Thank you for keeping it real. Thank you, girl. I gotta block these people that are brand new. They're like, why are you talking like that every shot? She's in and out. Sitters over there. And I'm very careful about what I say. I promise y'all. Shoot for the stars. Thank you so much for this. I mean, I'm not gonna lock my child up in a closet. Come on now. I gotta do what I gotta do. I rebelled a lot, and thank you again, Shoot for the Stars, for this. I really appreciate it. All the support is great. Thank you. It really does mean a lot. Thank you, guys. You said I rebel a lot, and I always lied heavy metal rock. You always listen to heavy metal rock and a lot of stuff. It stuck with me, to be honest. Yeah, it really does. It really, really does. Was there blood stain in the car? See, that's the question. These are things that I do kind of have to wonder about it overall. You said, my understanding that some of the remains are unaccounted for. I don't know about this. That would be the first. That would be the first. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's be real. We don't know these musicians and actors. No, we don't. I personally think that they're all evil. But here's the deal, though. Like, truth hurts. Guys, there's like this thing where young people are expected to like glorify these individuals. I don't know about you guys, but like it just seems like they're just getting worse and worse, you know? Or like later on, we're finding out different things. It's crazy, but they're all crazy. And I think we have to kind of keep that in mind. You said he follows me on IG and spoke to me before. He wasn't weird at all. Are you talking about David? You know what I mean? Let's see. My first concert, I was in the 6th grade, and it was a headbangers ball, 1989. Lord have mercy. Well, my first concert, it was at a Mexican. It was all Mexican, y'all. All Mexican music. You know, one thing I haven't. I know you're saying this, but one thing that still is on my mind is trafficking. She's vulnerable. She was groomed it looks like she was groomed, in my opinion. I think that there could be that. Is she the only one? Ooh, sorry. What are you doing? No, don't cut it. She was tickling me. More bodies found. Can someone explain to me? You got to go to the beginning. In the very first article. I know, headbangers ball. You said my first concert was a New Kids on the Block, and you were 12. Lord have mercy. You said the first victim had been deceased. Yeah, you guys got to go to that very first article. Let's see. Was there, Mandy? I think you're a little bit late to this, so you might want to go to the beginning because you're expecting people to catch you up in the chat, and so that's why people are getting upset. So maybe go to the very beginning of the video and it'll tell you what was going on. You're right, Rabbit. Even if the artist didn't do it, there's a lot of people around him. That's what I'm saying. Mirta, that's what I'm saying. It's like nobody knew that he was around a minor. And now, is this the only minor that he was around? Like, were there other little kids hanging out? How old are these kids on the Discord? That's the question that I have, because apparently some of these Discord people knew what was up. They knew who the girl in the trunk was. Who and what? Like, I have a lot of questions. So to me, it's like, let's see. Hold up. Let me see. Let me go back to your question, because I think it's a interesting question. We don't know everybody's intention, but that's a good point. Who was around? Was this manager around when this little girl was around? Who was harboring this little girl? There's a lot of questions. She was already reported as a runaway. Where does she stay? Did she stay at this property? Was there another property or anything like that? I don't know, man. It's a lot of questions. And to me, it seems like there has to have been more people. If he was on tour, when did he go on tour? Did somebody do this for him? Was he aware that this happened? Did they take his car and then they knew? It's a lot of unanswered questions that I'm sure they're going to find out, but they already went in there and took the computers and did all kinds of things. That tells me that they're really looking into this in a different way. Okay? Honestly. But were they surrounded by adults? Nobody thought to call police and say, hey, come, this girl's a runaway. Somebody come pick it up. That's right. And the thing is, we don't know how long ago she died. That's right. Who was the last adult to see her alive? Do we know? It's a lot of questions. It's a scary world for young. That's right. Yep. Well, here's the deal. Sorry, y'all. We got these damn trolls. Now you got timed out and blocked by me, not by Ahmad. Keep it cute or you'll be on mute. Thank you. If you got a problem, you can email me too. I think the two bodies are related. Who knows? We don't know. Literally. Yeah, it's I'm telling you, we're getting a lot of that on the other video. Too many missing kids out there. Yeah. Don't get Tesla's record everything. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Based on his songs, she died on the 7th of September, maybe in 2025 and 2020. Well, I don't know. You said 2024? I mean, it sounded like she was. Who was the last person to see it live? Who was the last person to see this young girl alive? That's the question. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta go tend to other things. Yes. You ready to go? Okay. All right, girl. I will see you guys later. Okay, girl. Missing 19 months. I'll see you guys later. Hit the like button. Thank you, guys.